10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is not a conference. If you've been to an ETHGlobal event, you'll know that this is a hackathon. This is our first event in Portugal.
Yeah, love the passion of the hackers here. It's been great to see people diving in, hacking on things, asking really good questions.
Many people think this is a really competitive thing, and it's not, and I like that.
So when you finally achieve like what you were trying to do, that's like the best moment.
Good afternoon, everybody. Super excited to have all of you at the closing ceremony for ETHGlobal Lisbon. My name is Kartik, and my slides have disappeared, but I'll get this going anyway. Thank you so much for making it till the end. Our goal is to talk about all the things that happened this weekend for our first ever event in Portugal. 975 attendees were here this weekend with us, and out of that, 650 were hackers from 51 different countries, and 30% of them were new to Web3, trying something for the very first time in this space. This is amazing. Congratulations to all of you. You made it. So many people came in from all the countries and cities nearby, and even more from the rest of the world. And the next hour and a half, maybe two, is about what came out of the last 48 hours. Now remember, this is a hackathon, and our goal at ETHGlobal is to onboard thousands of more developers into the Web3 ecosystem. And as part of that, this entire weekend was about building and focusing on developers. And because we believe showing is way more important than telling, what's going to happen for the next hour is going to be all the things that people built, and you get to see those things live. So let's get to the hackathon itself. I want to keep my spiel short because I want to focus on code. 650 hackers spent the last 2 days working on amazing projects. And collectively, they built 183 projects. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. That is incredible. We just literally added almost 200 projects to this ecosystem. And in addition to all of you who spent all this time working on these projects, I want to thank all the judges who spent all of their morning, a little bit of their afternoons, talking to all of you, giving you amazing feedback, and just being there to support and get and share the excitement. So please join me in giving a big round of applause to all of our judges: Stani, Haitham, Danielle, Simona, Diogo, Elena, yours, Inesh, Anan, Alex, Leo, Alfonso, Arjun, Rafael, Julian, Nuno, Christina, and Ilya. They were here all morning with us, helping all of you stay in this space, get some more ideas, get some feedback, and help you continue all these projects. And on top of that, all of our amazing, incredible partners. So I'm going to make you clap a lot in the next 2 hours, so we'll do this again one more time. So thank you to all of our amazing partners: 1inch, WorldCoin, Optimism, Polygon, Gnosis Chain, Airstack, ApeCoin, ZK Bob, Fuel, Save, Ethereum Foundation, Cartesi, UMA, MetaMask, Filecoin, Virtual Machines, Lens Protocol, Uniswap Foundation, The Graph, Aave Gradstyle, Mantle, Chainlink, Sysmo, Scroll, and Neon Foundation. All of these amazing partners also saw all of your projects, and they're going to tell you what you won from all of them very soon. So let's get back to these 183 projects. 9 a.m., we saw this number go up, and then 9 to 1 p.m. were all these projects showing and running around the building up and down, showcasing everything to everybody. And from all of that, we chose 10 incredible finalists. So what's going to happen today is we're going to bring on these 10 teams, and they're going to demo live what they built, so you get to see what also came out of this event and some of the projects our judges were excited about. But, well, actually, without further ado, these are our 10 finalists. So I want to give a big round of applause to Credential, Corgi, Dookies, Buddy, Local Pro, Crypto Bureau, Prinky Protocol, Web3, GPT-4, Donation Station, Chain GPT, and OP Compressor. These are our 10 incredible teams. They'll be coming on one by one. And this is what happens when you don't sleep enough. You figure out and you mix up the slides. But before we get into all of these projects, I want to take a quick second to thank all of these 172 teams that also made something really, really amazing. Just because you were not one of those 10 teams does not mean something was wrong or you were not good enough. All of you did something incredible. You submitted a project, you did something that you were excited about, you built something that you wanted to build, and you submitted it and showed it to the rest of the people in this building. Almost 1,000 people saw and will see all these things and even more. So please don't think of this as discouragement. Continue building this thing. We really want to see a lot of you push more code after tonight to the same repos. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. And to those of you who are watching this on the live stream, and to everybody here in this room, you can head over to ETHGlobal.com/showcase, and you can see all the projects listed out with what they built, who, why they built it, what they were using under the hood, and their source code, some demo videos, screenshots, all the good stuff is now publicly available for all of us to look. And before we get into the demos, I want to make a really, really quick point. All of this is us doing this thing for you. And we can only improve things if we know what's broken or what can be improved. So on your dashboard after you submitted a project, you would have seen this action item on the right sidebar. Just give us feedback. There's 10 questions we have for you. Just fill them out. A lot of them are just 1 to 10 type of ratings and an open text area for you to tell us everything that we can do better. Please take 2 minutes today, tomorrow, now, to just fill out this form and just tell us what we can improve. We want to do these things more and bring this to more parts of the world. And the more feedback we get, the better we get to make them for the next group. So please, 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 please fill out this feedback form. Now, I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to go into demo time. So without further ado, let's welcome our very first demo project for today. And the team, here you go. Come on up. Credential Corgi is our first demo, and please give him a big round of applause. Take it away.
All right, thank you so much. So credentials are all around us. We use them every day, ranging from passports to medical records. And with zero-knowledge proofs becoming more feasible, we're now able to use these credentials in new ways to prove things without revealing private information. But there's a problem here, which is ZKP-enabled credentials need a very strict format for these proofs to work properly. And right now, we have issuers of ZKP credentials who are also defining their own formats, which means a credential issued by one issuer won't be compatible with the same proof system as a credential issued by someone else. And so with Credential Corgi, I'm creating a zero-knowledge proof credential ecosystem that separates out the structured definition from the credential issuance. So I'll show you how it works now. So I'm going to connect with MetaMask. This is deployed on 8 EVM networks, and that's in order to store some structured data on-chain. So the first step is, let's say that we are an international aviation agency, and we're trying to define what a pilot's license looks like. So what we can do here is type in plain text. We can type in plain text a description of what a pilot license is. So we're going to say it consists of a pilot's name, the expiration year of the license, and whether they're certified for commercial flight or not. So essentially 3 fields in plain English. And so now this is going out to GPT-4 to generate a well-structured structured definition of what a pilot's license looks like. So now we've got that, and if we agree with this definition of a pilot's license, we can publish it to the chain. So I'll call this pilot license, publish it to the chain. This is going to initiate an on-chain transaction to push up this data and basically assert that we're saying this is what a good pilot's license should look like, no matter who issues it. All right, so now we can see this is deployed to the chain. Now, let's say we're an aviation agency of a specific country, and someone has just earned their pilot's license, and we now want to issue it. We're going to choose the pilot license credential format, and we can populate those fields in here. So let's say Vitalik has a pilot's license that's good until 2030, and let's say he is certified for commercial flight. This is just generating off-chain data. This is the private certificate that's going to be sent to Vitalik. And along with that, we have this Poseidon hash, which is compatible with zero-knowledge proofs. And so this Poseidon hash can be published on-chain to demonstrate that this ZKP-enabled credential really is valid, but without revealing any of the private data. So now that that's been published, Let's say we're an airport and Vitalik is trying to fly a plane from our airport, but we want to make sure that he's really certified to fly. But he doesn't want to reveal all of the private data in his pilot's license to us. So what we're going to do is describe in plain English what we want to certify. So let's say we want to certify that Vitalik has a pilot's license valid through at least 2023, good for commercial flight. So we're going to choose that structure, input that description of what we want to verify, and we're going to generate this request. And this is also using GPT-4, combining that JSON structure with the request that we made. And this is going to generate structured requirements. And this is what we're going to send to Vitalik, essentially, to prove. But it gives us this unique link, which we can just send to him. I'll copy the unique part of that into the page that Vitalik would land on. And then he can see, OK, this is what the airport is trying to confirm. But I don't actually have to send any of the private data on my pilot's license. I'm simply, if I agree with this, this request, I'm going to paste in my credential, which I received privately, along with the ZKP-compatible hash. And I'll generate a zero-knowledge proof to show to the airport that I do meet these requirements without giving up any private data. And this part takes a little bit longer because this is compiling a zero-knowledge proof and it's compiling the circuit, generating a proof. And you'll see it's quite a bit of data that gets output here. This is using a JavaScript library called snarky.js. And you can see here we have this big blob of data which can be sent to the airport to just verify that, that Vitalik, in fact, is authorized to fly. And just to show kind of the failure scenario here, let's say that his credential data said he was not certified for commercial flight. The same process would attempt to happen, but you'll see in just a second, we'll see an error. It's a little bit obscure, but basically it'll say one of the constraints was not satisfied, and that's how the airport, well, that's how Vitalik would fail to prove to the airport if he wasn't really eligible. So yeah, that's the current state of credential Corgi. Moving forward, I plan to make this support composable proofs, meaning maybe you have a medical record and a health insurance card, both issued as ZKP-compatible credentials. You could generate a single ZKP showing that you need a medication and that your insurance covers it, show that one proof to a pharmacy, and be prescribed the medication. So there's a lot of potential for this to help a lot of people. Thank you so much.
Amazing. That was our very first demo for today out of 10. This is just the first of many AI collaborations you're going to see. So without further ado, let's welcome our second finalist of the day, Project Dookies.
You ready? Yeah? Yeah. Hello, everyone. We're Dookies. Dookies means decentralized cookies. What we've built over the weekend is a solution for ad targeting, but with privacy-preserving features. And we face this every day. We browse the internet. When we browse the internet, we can't stay anonymous. We don't control the data we share. We get irrelevant ads and annoying ads, and we can't monetize our data. Dookie solves this everyday problem. Now, in terms of the demo, what we're going to show you is 3 different roles. The first is the role of an advertising campaign manager. Taiji here works for ETHGlobal, and he's going to create a new ad campaign for ETH Waterloo. And that's what we're going to show as an advertiser. Next is we're going to show you as a user how a user can record their preferences, but without disclosing their identity. And this piece uses zero-knowledge proofs. And lastly, we've built an account abstraction wallet, which effectively allows you to create gasless transactions which are funded by the advertiser. But not only that, we also can display the relevant ads that the user has chosen. So off to the advertiser. Here's Taiji. He's a marketing manager for ETHGlobal. He wants to promote his Waterloo event. He's going to create an ad campaign. As you can see, he's chosen the image. And the groups he selects is people who have a Gitcoin passport, ENS, are members of the ENS DAO voter, and Uniswap contributors. So he wants to basically target his ad to these 3 groups without knowing who they are. And this part creates the zero-knowledge proof. We do also interact with the contract here. So we have a budget, which is in Go. And the budget for this campaign is 100 Go. What will happen to this 100 Go is it'll be split from the advertiser to the user of the ad who views the ad. So they'll basically get paid for their gas transaction, as well as the content publisher, which could be Web 2. And in our case, it'll be a wallet. So here we go. We've created a new ad campaign. This ad campaign is on-chain. And now we'll move on to the user preferences screen. So as a user can select whichever groups they feel they're interested in. So a user can say, hey, I'm a Gitcoin passport holder. I'm an ENS DAO holder. And with zero-knowledge proofs, what will happen is it'll validate and create a dookie, or a decentralized cookie, which has all the user group information and the preferences, but doesn't have the user identity. So a dookie is created, and you can see it right there on the user's browser. And so now this user will be able to use our account abstraction wallet, which will give them gasless transactions. So here's our account abstraction wallet, and we're going to send some Ether. And as you can see, it already recognized that we have a dookie, and we're showing a disclaimer. Now, when we click continue, we'll reflect on the user groups from the dookie and show a relevant ad. The last step is when we send the transaction, gas will be paid by the advertiser, which means behind the scenes, there is Go token, which the advertiser has paid for this user's transaction, the gas fees of this user's transaction, as well as the content publisher, which is the wallet holder. Good. And we're done. Thank you.
Amazing. That was demo number 2, and it's even better when the teams do our advertising for us. It's lovely. See you all in Waterloo, too. Up next is demo number 3. Without further ado, let's welcome Project Buddy.
Okay, let's see if this get this working.
Cool.
All right, what's up, everyone? Thank you for selecting us as finalists. This feels pretty amazing. This is like our baby, so very happy with this. I'm Kat,
I'm Kevin.
and this is Buddy.
So Buddy is an application that allows you to find hackathon partners, Tinder style.
Yeah, it's built on Lens, and it has like ZK proofs. I think we're the third project now to talk about ZK proofs. But you can ZK proof your crypto knowledge or skills, so you can verify that you have those skills without actually showing anything about your wallet or about like your GitHub profile and stuff if you want to not be doxxed yet.
All right, so why did we build this application? Well, back at ETH Denver, we actually came across a very common problem amongst designers and developers. A lot of people couldn't find complementary partners or team members at all. Like, it was kind of crazy. So luckily for us, I'm a designer and front-end developer. She's a blockchain developer and back-end developer. So naturally, we kind of complement our skills, right? And what we want to do is help others get that same exact synchronization with your skills, with a Web3 twist, I guess.
Yeah, so we've built this, like it's completely with Lens, so everything you do on Buddy is going to go onto your Lens profile, and everything you do on Lens is pulled into Buddy as well, just like super composable and everything. And then we've also got these ZK proofs that we're using Sysmo with, so whenever you want to prove that you have like, maybe you've been an ETH user for a long time, or maybe you've won a hackathon before, so you have like a token from the ETHGlobal ENS address or something, you can like prove that on your profile without maybe exposing the wallet address that you had that there if you want to keep that private. So then you can, the way that it works is that we've created a collect a collection module within Lens, and so that anyone can actually create a publication that is connected to this collection module. So anyone can select a type of user that they want to be able to collect this module, and then it's completely just done over Lens. The user's going to attempt to collect this publication, and if they log in with Sysmo Connect and they are like a part of that user group, so say they do have like ETH since like 2017, or they have contributed to the ETH GitHub core or something, then they can like get this, they can collect this publication onto their profile, and that's going to be across the whole of Lens. And then Buddy is going to check, like it's going to verify specific ones, and then those are the ones that are showed on your profile. So we have a little demo here. This is what it looks like. This is after you've logged in with Lens, just like the super basic login flow. So this is like the Tinder thing. This is Lens Protocol. It's the one that's like coming up for me because it's like a recommended follow that I work with them. So these are their like zoinks here is what we're calling their ZK-proof skills. So they're a hackathon winner. They are a core ETH contributor and also an early ETH user. So I can like them. Then I see Ave. It's another recommended one for me. Don't want to talk to them. We got Stani. Hell yeah, I want Stani. So I can go to my matches up here. This is currently connected to like my test environment, so there's a lot of Stanis there. But yeah, these are all the people who I've liked and they've liked me back, and it opens up, it allows you to start a conversation with them. So we sign this. This is just like our Lens conversation. This is very one-sided.
Very, very one-sided conversation.
But you can start a DM in here. This is completely on Lens, so like on Tinder, you know the way you have to like get their Instagram and stuff? You don't have to do that. You can just message them from here, and then they get it on their Lens profile. So profile is where like all the fun stuff happens. So you can see my zoinks here. So I'm an early ETH contributor and a previous hackathon winner, and I can add some extra ones into there. This is my bio from Lens, and then this is the kind of zoinks that I want to find in other hackathon partners for when I'm building it.
So what's next? So basically what we want to do is get better and more zoinks, or basically these are your badges for your achievements, right? And we want to work with Sysmo and Lens to collect more of these zoinks. Another thing we want to do is actually get ETHGlobal into this, because obviously we're in a hackathon, so it kind of just works out. And lastly, we want better filtering and teams and matching algorithms.
Yeah, I think this is really exciting. We can totally make better matching algorithms since like everything you do is on Lens. There's like really good. Somebody actually told me this the first day I came here. He was like really into matching algorithms. Don't know where you are, but that could be super cool. But yeah, we just want to make this like super composable, really portable. Anyone can create a publication that basically just acts as like a ZK proof on Lens. And that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Next up, finalist number 4. Please welcome Team Local Pro. Give them a big round of applause.
Hello, Lisbon. We are Local Pro, where global organizations team up with local independent workers. We are bringing on-chain coordination to offline work, opening up a new and fairer local job market. So under the hood, we're using safe account abstraction to abstract complexity, and zero knowledge with Polygon ID and zkBob to maintain privacy. Our mission is to build flourishing local economies and communities. And it's key to note that we're addressing a real-world use case. 1 month ago, I did a workshop with the city of Amsterdam, where they highlighted that they really struggle to find, incentivize, and coordinate qualified local people to host activities for kids after schools. But that's just one use case. We've thought of a bunch of others, IoT device technicians, on-the-ground salespeople, lots of opportunity. So let's get started. So this is Nico, our Local Pro worker. Nico arrives at the Local Pro marketplace. Here he can see which roles he is able to apply for and what credentials are required. Note how this other role we have uses an award from the Amsterdam role as its application criteria. So you can start to get an idea of how sharing these credentials across organizations will reduce the cost for all of them, so benefiting all of us. Nico decides to apply for the Amsterdam teacher role, and so now has to prove he has the credentials to be assigned the role. So when Nico clicks verify, Amsterdam uses a custom Polygon ID verifier to check with a zero-knowledge proof that Nico has those credentials, and then issues a new credential for the role of guitar teacher, City of Amsterdam. The credentials are securely and privately stored on his device thanks to Polygon ID. So Sergey now will demonstrate the issuing and verification process. So right now this is on the wallet. In future this would all be abstracted under the hood. So I can't really see what's happening. Hopefully you can. So Sergey is issuing a credential which for demonstration purposes will say this task has been complete. In reality, you've checked into the right place at the right time along those lines. Nico then connects it to his Polygon ID wallet. It's authenticating, and it's OK. And then I think in the app, he needs to accept it. So he now has the credential that he's completed the task. We now, in a separate process, move to verification. So Sergey has a QR code open that has been generated zero-knowledge proof that this task has been complete. And here we go, again using the Polygon ID wallet. Da, da, da. And there we go, okay. So back to the demo. So now we want to do performance verification. So if we take a look and note that there's $12.75 in the wallet at this point in time. So Nico arrives at the task location at the required time and checks in. This is important because, especially in Amsterdam's use case, they have a bunch of people who turn up to these tasks late or not at all. So we're trying to create verifiable proof of performance that we can build reputation and incentive systems around. And then finally, to allow organizations to further incentivize workers, we can create custom credentials. So here, for example, Nico has completed his final task, received 2 4-star reviews, so he has fulfilled the requirements to get the Trusted Teacher certificate from Amsterdam. This logic is currently centralized, but Polygon tell us we can do it decentralized in a few months' time. And then further, with the task completion, we automate a payment. We've used ZK-Bob to maintain privacy here, so there's no connection between the organizer, no public connection between the organizer and the worker. So if we refresh the page, did we see the updated amounts? There we go. Okay, so the updated amount appears in his wallet already. And now Nico has this Trusted Teacher credential. We can unlock other roles. So the role that was initially locked is now available for him to apply. That was a demo of Local Pro. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks to the team for all their hard work, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Nice one.
Amazing. I am really liking the integration of all these things to day-to-day events and just problems. So that was demo number 5 or 4. Up next is Crypto Bureau. Welcome, Crypto Bureau team, and give them a big round of applause.
Hello, everyone. We are happy to be here today. And we are a Crypto Bureau team. 2 persons. We had a lot of experience in Web 2 and decided to try ourselves in Web 3. I first want to set the problem and the solution that we proposed, then we will get right into the Crypto Bureau. So we decided to take a look at the over-collateralization problem. As you can see here on the screen, we all know that this is usually the really like 150% collateral that you need to pay to lend money. So we gave a look to the existing solutions that we could propose, and of course, we thought about the key proofs and decided that we can not only try to like lower the percentage, but also try to provide the under-collateralized lending for people, and we saw a lot of flexible solutions that we could try and use and build so-called protocol that we can try further to distribute to all. And let's go.
Yeah, so this is the demo. We can see the Crypto Bureau. I already signed up in here. This is my address. This is my basic score that I have right now. This is my collateralization coefficient, meaning that for like any given 130, I can get a 100 loan. And then I already put some collateral in it, and you can see with this coefficient I can only get like 76 euros for this amount of DAI. We also use a number of different proofs that me as a user can provide to the system to basically showcase my trustworthiness, and hopefully the system will improve my rating based on these different proofs. We use World ID, it's already connected here for the demo purposes, and it basically allows us to link different addresses to the same human. So you're not like avoiding and not creating a new identity every time you need a fresh new score. So if you like mess up your score, it's forever with you. And we can use other proofs. For instance, we can verify that you have a specific NFT and that you are owner of a specific NFT. We use the ENS here. We generate the proof on Sysma for that. And then the proof is sent back to the app. And the app actually asks you to send it to the contract. And this is the proof data in there. And the proofs are being verified on chain. So all the proofs here, they are verified on chain. And you can already see that it reflects my collateral coefficient, and my score has improved because I'm like a noun owner or ENS owner, and I'm kind of a trustworthy person. Another one, and you can also see that available funds also increased. And another cool stuff we have is that you can provide a ZK proof of your funds in like traditional economy, fiat money. We use TrueLayer API. It allows you to connect to your bank account, really popular in the UK, and Coinbase uses that as well. If I connect that using the sample credentials, it will generate the access token to my like mock balance bank account, and then it will generate the proof. We use Zocrates. It's basically a wrapper for ZK snarks, and it's our own circuit that certifies that you basically have a specific amount of money, and with that you can get a huge upside in your score, and you already achieved like under collateralized loans. But you can also try to maybe lower it a little bit more. For that we have a proof of diploma. So if you have a diploma and you can try to present that, and if you're educated enough, maybe you know how to handle money and stuff. So we use Polygon ID for that. I have the app on the right, and then I can scan this. My university issued me a diploma with like specific GPA score, and I can submit a proof verifying that I have something more than that. I will use my wallet for that to sign this, because it's been submitted on chain. That's why I need the wallet, and the verification will be on chain as well for the proof. So this is the transaction details, and then we wait for that to process, and then the magic will happen on the front end, yes. And then we have the lowest collateral, the highest score, and you can see that for 99 DAI you can borrow more than 110 euros. Let's try to do that. And if you confirm, it would also immediately reflect your coefficient. We didn't use any like super mass, but still it's on the protocol level, so everyone working with our protocol can read the collateral coefficient, read the score, make decisions, build other lenders and stuff. And moreover, if I repay the loan back, then I will basically improve my rating a little bit, as I'm like a good payer. If I choose not to do that, well, everyone else using the protocol, and you can see collateral coefficient improved, will be able to know that I didn't pay back. And as I don't have another World ID, because I don't have another payer of readiness, I'm stuck with this bad score until I repay. As for the protocol side, as I mentioned, this is there are three different parts. One part is you can build other lenders. We build like a reference, really simple ERC to any lender. You put one token as collateral, you can borrow another one. You can build other lenders. Lenders are able to read, and everyone else can read the score details and coefficient for any account, and even the human, using the nullifier hash. And then we have a protocol for building different ZK verifiers. We have this Snarks, Polygon ID, World ID, Sysma right now. You can create another one. They can improve the score, affect the score, and then lenders, the only thing in protocol, they have to report all the, like, how much the person borrowed and paid back, so it updates the rating for them. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. More DeFi. It looks like the talk about DeFi's future at the opening did something, because this is a lot of cool recurring themes and even more experimentation. So congratulations. Next up is our demo number 6, Pinky Protocol. Please give them a big round of applause.
Hi, everyone. Today I'm very excited to present you Pinky. It's a peer-to-peer NFT rental protocol that we built for the past 2 days with my team behind. It allows true ownership for the borrower. No collateral is needed from the borrower also. And it's fully scalable as it's pluggable with not almost, any NFT collection. I would like to present you quickly my team. We have 2 Solidity developers that are just right behind me. We have 1 full stack developers and 1 front end. I'm the product guy. And I'm very happy to present you how our solution is working and why we are building it. So today you have 2 systems if you want to borrow or if you want to lend an NFT. You have Ace Code lending, but you don't have fully access on the NFT utilities. You also have collateral as lending, but you have to bring collateral. So we wanted to build a solution that ticks all the boxes here, that is collateral free, that allows the borrower to enjoy 100% of utility access, that delete the risk of liquidation for the lender, that works for any collection, so that is scalable, and account abstraction ready. So let me explain you a little bit how it works. First, we have a lender that needs to list his NFT on the platform. So 2 transactions, 1 approval and 1 for the listing, a daily price, and a lending duration. The borrower chooses this NFT to rent on the protocol, the app. He has to install the plugin on his smart contract wallet. We use Safe Wallet for this. And once he has installed the plugin that is working with Safeguard, he must clear any operator of the targeted collection for his wallet for security purpose. The borrower sends the transaction, pay a one-time fee to rent the listed NFT. As soon as he is doing this transaction, the lender automatically receives daily payment while the NFT is transferred to the borrower wallet. Our plugin, built with Safeguard, prevents the borrower from transferring the NFT. The lender claims back his NFT once the lending period is over, and the plugin is automatically deactivated. A quick demo on how it works. You arrived on a catalog page. Let's say you want to borrow the Purple Go. You first have to connect your wallets. You use MetaMask. Once your wallet is connected, you can borrow this NFT. You have a price per day, and you have a total price. Once I click on borrow, I will need to sign an approval. I sign the approval, then the transaction will be sent. It's kind of the time you have to take a coffee or take a break because we are live. It's not a fake demo, but it's already done. Good news. So we confirm the transaction. Sorry for my fire window. Once the transaction is signed, you just have to check on your profile to see if the NFT is actually listed. And we had 2 because 1 was already listed. But as you can see, the number 8091 is here. So let's go back to the presentation to see how it works. We built it with Safe. So it's a smart contract wallet that most of you know. It was the best framework to build a service in 2 days, leveraging account abstraction. We plugged a plugin, if I can say so, with Safeguard that prevents the NFT to be transferable and leave the borrower wallets. We use also Subgraph that fetch lending and renting events that are on chain, Alchemy to fetch NFT data, React.js for the front end, WAGMI for the smart contract interaction, and RainbowKit for the wallet authentication. The next step for us are mainly around UX. The very next step, we want the borrower easily clear operators on his NFT because this is a security purpose. Better UX for implementing the plugin on the safe wallets and make the return of the NFT automatic because now the lender needs to claim his NFT to have it back in his wallet. We also want to allow the borrower to choose a period of time for the renting instead of letting the lender define this period. Obviously, these are the very next step that we want to work on, but there are many use cases that we want to build and we want to be adaptable for, such as gaming, for example, or token-gated experiences. And I just have to say thanks for your attention. Have a good Sunday.
Amazing. Thank you so much. All right, we're almost at the end. Finalist number 7, Web3 GPT-4. Please give them a big round of applause.
Hey guys, my name is Mark. I built Web3 GPT-4. So I just got plugins this weekend and I was really excited to start messing around with them, and I think they're super powerful, and working with ChatGPT is going to be awesome. I got a prompt ready here, so we're going to just jump in to a new chat. And let's go ahead and give it this prompt. We're basically going to ask it to create a smart contract for us. Added some criteria to it. It's an access list. And then we're asking for it to deploy to Mantle testnet as well. And if you guys see at the top, I have my plugin enabled and it's running locally. All right, and let me say make sure to deploy to Mantle testnet. And the cool thing with ChatGPT is you can just halt it if you see something not going the right way and tell it. And as you see, we now have the chain ID in there that we needed. And the context is always there. It's still new. The contract was already starting to write, which is really awesome. But onto the project itself. So basically, I'm running the backend with Next.js. I found a really cool boilerplate where instead of using a Python backend, they just did it with Next.js, and they were able to use OpenAPI to create a schema so that you can actually have OpenAI detect your plugin and then use it on your front end, on your chat. So we have the source code done, and it should be sending to the back end. And we have a small issue. So it looks like they're doing an import in the contract. So we're gonna go ahead and say don't use any imports, especially when I'm live demoing. And hopefully it'll be quick with that response because we are keeping the progress from before. So let's go ahead and see how it's doing on that. Looking good. And the cool thing is you could actually deploy to multiple chains at once. So as of now, it's just a hot wallet in the back end, but that could easily be made into a smart wallet or using something like Safe to provide account abstraction for ChatGPT users or even crypto users. So my first thought was if you have a front end, you can have a user authenticate on one chain and they can basically interact on ChatGPT without even using their wallet with a token or authentication, and you can do things on any chain and just pay from the one chain. So it looks like we did deploy finally, and we're going to get also, which is nice, we get a nice parse result of the Explorer address. Let's check that out. And it looks like we did deploy the contract. And just to wing it for the end of the presentation, I would like to just let's try to add one more thing to the prompt. So we're gonna go and grab these, and let's just say also deploy to these. This is a shot in the dark. Might get it, might not. But this just shows what you can do with ChatGPT. You can just add on to your prompts, and if you have the infrastructure set up, it's all going to be connected there. So far, so good. We have the chains going in. On the back end, it's basically I'm using SolC to deploy stuff, and basically just deploying all these contracts. The next big step too is to do some on-chain actions, so you can actually deploy something and maybe even run tests live on production and have an assistant do that for you. So let's just get this response and let's see if we can go multi-chain with this contract. And should be wrapping up soon. And I think plugins are going to be coming out for a lot of people now because I was very surprised that I got the access. So I'm super excited to just see what gets built on there, especially from the Web3 front. All right, so we got our deployments. We definitely got an error or two probably. Yeah, we got 1 or 2 errors, but a lot of deployed contracts, and just in a matter of a few minutes, we have 10 contracts deployed. Some are on mainnet, some are on test nets. These are all coming from a chain list with data, and we can verify the links. And let's see if these links are parsed correctly here. Sometimes they're not. But we can verify these links on the Explorer. Let me just get one that did deploy. Let's check. There we go. Optimism. Do we have a deployment? Okay. We might have to wait for the deployments to come in. Let's check a Hyperspace, and there we go. Hyperspace, FEVM for the win. That's it for the presentation, guys. Web3, ChatGPT-4. Thank you.
That was awesome. This was great. Just being able to tell all the new contracts we need. Sweet. Can't wait for more AI stuff. All right, next up is Donation Station. Please give him a big round of applause.
Hi, everyone. Who here has donated to the recent Gitcoin beta round, was brave enough with these gas fees? One hand over there. 2, 3, okay. Would have been different probably 6 months ago. But as you know, gas fees were really high in the last few weeks. There was a tweet that inspired me for the Hackathon project. And they estimated that around 600,000 were spent just in gas fees on donations in the Gitcoin beta round. So I wanted to build a solution for that, but with a little bit of a twist that uses a Chrome extension that you can use in any Chrome browser to donate to your favorite Gitcoin projects, open source projects, or public good projects directly from Twitter. The browser extension looks like this, just a simple interface, and you can enter the name of some project that you want to donate to get some quick bio. For example, if I just take the Gitcoin name here, okay, beta round is over. But if we take some other project's name, then we actually get the bio of what happened on, or what you can see on the Gitcoin page right now. And then what the browser extension also does is it can manipulate the interface of what you see on Twitter. So let's say you see a tweet like this and you want to actually donate to this project. Then you can also see this Gitcoin icon next to the name, which is generated through the browser extension, and you can select some amount and some chain, EVM compatible chains, and donate on a layer 2, which makes it much more user friendly, just because you don't have to pay 30 or 40 bucks in gas fees. Let's just do this. While we wait for this to go through, just one challenge I faced was that, for example, from browser extensions, you cannot connect to other browser extensions. So what I had to do is it opens up actually a website on the background. You can see it down here. That is just a blank HTML that runs the script to connect to your wallet. And then in the end also the, oh, it went through, I didn't see the success page. To the wallet and to the contract. So this would be a donation contract, similar to the Gitcoin donation contract, but it's not live right now because the round is over, but I just deployed a donation contract on my own for different chains. I went through, you can donate on different chains. One special thing about Optimism contract was that they have this attestation station, so whenever you donate on Optimism, the contract actually attests that you donated to public good. And then what's next for this? You can imagine that this is just the start of what the browser extension can do. You can imagine, for example, going to the Twitter page from, I don't know, Uniswap. You can select two tokens that you want to swap and swap directly on Twitter. Or you go to OpenSea and sell or buy an NFT. Or you stake something somewhere. So this browser extension is really for you to bring any Web3 app that you like to use to Web2 platforms that you're already using. And you don't even have to leave the page. Yeah, this is just an example of how you can use it in the case of Gitcoin. Thanks.
Sweet. This would have been very handy 10 days ago, but you can use it next time. All right, our second last finalist of the day. Please welcome ChainGPT.
Hey, thanks for having me to introduce ChainGPT, which provides cryptographic truth to all of the AI bots that are taking over the world. I'm a little bit guilty. I'm actually a roboticist by day. I am not a Web3 developer at all, and I am very much a roboticist technologist for good. So my day job is a skin printing robot for burns patients and educational technologies. And I wanted to bring this vibe to the hackathon. And when I saw that actually you can build non-Web3 technology and use crypto to secure them, it blew my mind. So I was reading through the sponsors. Kartik allows, someone has already deployed distributed OpenCV, which is an open source computer vision library that's very common in my work. And now it's distributed. So I saw that, my mind was blown, and I was like, I want to get involved in this. When I thought of ChainGPT, mostly it took my interest because it's like, could that be possible? Everyone that I spoke to, they're like, but could you just deploy like a chat AI to the blockchain? Well, Kartik rollups make it possible that you can have this cryptographic trust in AI systems that comes in two forms. So I've deployed alpaca.cpp, which is a C++ library that uses Stanford AI's alpaca model, not full ChatGPT, but you can verify that the correct model has been used, the expected model, and also the output of these agents. So where this is useful, it's in all sorts of fields, right? It's taken over everything. But here are some examples in business. If you're running a business where you're selling a product, people get clever with these chat agents that they can make them eventually trick them into giving you something for free. And so later on, as a business owner, it's your responsibility. ChainGPT will keep business owners accountable for hey, actually the AI agent said that I could have a refund for this. So bringing that verification. But then also in insurance regulated industries for auditing of actually what these machine learning models are outputting. Are they biased? They can be audited, and also you can use that to introspect as a business owner yourself. And then in education, we're putting kids in front of these things to learn, but it relies entirely on what model they're interacting with. And so I think this is going to be coming up more and more in the future of education, but something like ChainGPT will allow school administrators to say no, I assure you that it's using this model. I know, because if not, ChainGPT running on the Kartik machine will actually flag that there's been some tampering. So if you're any of those people, then that's good to know, but can it work? So here's a demo. So I have a local, I have a local blockchain here that is running the Kartik rollup framework. And on that, I'm going to deploy my ChainGPT implementation, which is a port of Alpaca C++ to run in a particular container. It eventually needs to be compatible with the RISC-V architecture to be deployed to the chain. It's a work in progress, and I'm excited to see it get there. But for now, this is a local demo. So I'm going to interact with this as if I'm a student. I want to know, tell me about first person who walked on the moon. This is going to get received then by the demo. It's now running like at the moment it's running in a Docker machine on my computer, but deploy this to the chain, have multiple validators. You'll know whenever there's a discrepancy from them, but also you know because they're putting the state of their actual virtual machine, snapshots are being taken and they're stored on chain. So whenever we need to go back and see if anything's gone awry, then that information is all stored in the blockchain. Like it's, I had no idea that these sorts of things exist. I interact with this just like with CMake and C++ regular tools that I'm used to, and I just kind of get crypto for free. So this is going to, here we go, it's thinking out there. Okay, so it's sent that response, and then as a client, I'll be able to receive the response from the chain in general that yes, this is the answer to that question according to ChainGPT. So, thank you, thank you. It's an important, like I'm drawn to this because of the potential for us to like, okay, everyone's terrified about these AI machines at the moment, so we can capitalize on that hype for the good of like publicizing crypto products like this, but also we can, you know, be the savior for people's fears of like, I know you're concerned, but the educational system, for example, it's not just going to be left to run loose. So we have OpenCV, distributed OpenSea on Cartesi, and now I am happy to say that you can get full cryptographic safety from ChainGPT, also through the Cartesi operating system. Thanks.
That was incredible. That's going to be really, really important. Congratulations. All right, you ready for our last finalist demo of the day? Yeah. Are you ready for our last finalist demo of the day? Welcome, OP Compressor.
All right, so hi everybody, my name is Ben. So OP Compressor is kind of a really, really simple but creative way to work around the current L1 fee scaler settings on the Optimism chain. So effectively, like, just for a little bit of background, each byte of call data that you add to your transaction payload actually equates to the same cost as writing a kilobyte of storage on Optimism. So if you guys are used to working on L1, that's obviously flipped on its head. And the real reason for that being is that we compress your transaction data and then post it to mainnet. However, we charge you for the uncompressed call data. So there's actually a way to get around this. I was kind of brainstorming with a friend the other day, and the way that you can do that is that you can compress your call data up front, moving the compression earlier in the pipeline so that our sequencer doesn't have a chance to actually compress your transactions data further. So to do that, I actually kind of came up with this really simple modification of run length encoding. I'm calling it zero compressor. And basically what it does is it compresses all of these zeros inside of your transactions call data. And the whole idea behind that is that 0 is the most commonly repeated byte inside of your call data. And so effectively, it's actually a really, really simple set of contracts. You guys can see here that we have 65 lines inside of the 0 decompressor live, and it's written in assembly. I also have a pure assembly version in Huff of this that I'll put on my GitHub tonight. And then we also have this other contract called the call compressor. And this is best used with some sort of smart contract wallet like a Gnosis safe, specifically because for things like Uniswap swaps, you're going to want to be able to delegate call this code. So I would recommend either setting up a 4337 wallet or using Gnosis safe with this contract. And effectively, what you guys can see it doing is that it will first of all decompress the call data that you've sent it, and then it will forward that call data to whatever address that you added at the beginning of your payload. So super simple contract. There's also a Rust library that does the compression and decompression for differential testing as well. In terms of security, I've used bounded symbolic execution to test the memory safety as well as the integrity. We also differential tested against the Rust implementation here. So we have a pretty high assertion that it's working. So we can kind of see here, this is just a simple fuzz test that we're doing to forward the call to the call compressor. And you can see we're calling out to this Rust sidecar to compress a fuzzed payload. Obviously this one has a lot of zeros in it. So this is the payload that's uncompressed. This is the payload that is compressed plus this selector, because Forge thinks that the selector is actually a part of the payload. But so some live examples of this, if we go over to Arc real quick, in the README, is that we can see a Uniswap payload to multicall on Optimism mainnet sent to just the ID precompile. You guys can see that this payload is like absolutely huge. And so as a reminder, every single one of these bytes, which is 2 of these digits, costs the equivalent of storing a kilobyte of data inside of L2. So obviously, every single one of these bytes, we want to get rid of as many as possible. So what we do is we use that zero compressor lib as well as a gnosis safe to basically delegate call the zero compressor lib. And then what we get is a much, much, much shorter transaction. And so one thing that you might have not noticed is that this transaction was 68 cents. The transaction prior to that was uncompressed was 93 cents. So just for a small, like single Uniswap transaction, that saved 31% of your call's price. And then obviously it kind of scales close to exponentially there. So this could be a really useful way for smart contract frameworks to, thank you. So this could be a really useful way for smart contract wallets to save even more gas on Optimism. And then also we can change our fee scaler settings so that this set of contracts becomes useless, which would be awesome. We've got 4844 down the line, and it's all in the name of making blockchains more accessible to your common people. Thank you, guys.
A genuine, true hack. That was amazing. Those were all of our 10 finalists. Not only do we see that the future looks like ZKPs and AIs and ChatGPT, but there's some really genuine, cool hardware or Solidity golfing. But the best part is, nothing went wrong in a live demo. Did anybody notice that? We had 10 perfect demos, and that's unheard of. Amazing. I want to give a massive shout out to all of our 10 finalists again. Credential, Corgi, Dookie, Buddy, Local Pro, Crypto Bureau, Pinky Protocol, Web3 GPT-4, Donation Station, Chain GPT, and OP Compressor. All right, now is the part where you all get more excited because you're going to win some money. Here's the condition. The more you clap, the faster I'll talk, and the faster we can end this. Does that sound good? Not yet, not yet. But you want to find out all these things, you can go on Showcase on our website and check out all the projects, including our finalists, and we'll get this show started. On to Partner Prize. All right, let's do this. $275,000 to be won. Let's begin. First up is 1inch. The best use in Diffusion goes to Wingman for $4,000. And Kinetic Flash is the second runner-up for $3,000. The best yield implementation goes to 1UP for $3,500, and congratulations to those 3 teams. And for the open track, 1FX wins $2,500, Prank Wallet wins $1,500, and Highlight will be taking in $500. These are all of our 1inch winners. Next up, WorldCoin. Best overall project goes to Lens School for $5,000. If you're in the audience and you're one of these winners, shout as loud as you can, and maybe you'll get a Rabbit ticket after I talk to Sunny about it. The best governance app goes to EcoVote for $3,000. The most creative use case for WorldCoin is G-Spot for $3,000, and Missio Contributors is the best sign-in with WorldCoin app for another $3,000. Moreover, It's About Time, Bug Pointer, and Sign.RSVPs are the 3 honorable mentions for the WorldCoin ID hack. And 8 of these teams are going to be taking in $3,000 split amongst them equally for the pool prize category. So congratulations to all of these amazing teams. Next up, Optimism. Hack the Stack goes to Opti, Mystic, and Rupper20 for $4,000 each. Congratulations to both of these teams. Then we have Decentralized Identities for $4,000, and the Attestation Echo team takes in the first prize for $4,000. Pure Match will be the second place $3,000 winner, and Kangaroo Court, which is a hilarious name, takes in $1,000. And these 10 teams will be taking in $400 each for deploying on mainnet as part of the pool prize category. So congratulations to all of these amazing teams. Where's the energy? Are you not in the audience? Shout when you hear your own team name. Polygon CryptoPay is the best cross-chain application for $5,000. Local Pro will be taking in $2,500 for the best use of Polygon ID. Crypto Bureau is the second place $1,000 winner, and Self-Sovereign Individual and Chuckmarks.io are going to be taking $750 each. Then, Best Public Goods for account abstraction goes to Green Wallet and Local Pro again, $2,000 each. And Transparenza is the runner-up for the Best Public Goods category for $1,000. And on top of that, these 37 amazing teams are going to be splitting $5,000 amongst them equally. Congratulations to everybody. I'm going to read every single name here. No. That's a lot of teams. It gets better. Gnosis Chain. Natural Chain is the first place winner for $6,000 prize. Kinetic Flash will be taking in $5,000 the first place, and third place goes to Moo Maker. On top of that, the best AI project goes to Alice for $3,000, and Safe Junction will be the best project on Hashi for $2,000. More Propego is the best project on Safe that'll be taking in $2,000. So congratulations to all the Gnosis Chain winners. Up next, Airstack. Gasdrop is the best use of Airstack for $3,000. Highlight will be taking in $2,500 for second place, and Prank Wallet is the third place $2,000 winner. Congratulations to these three teams. And Jacuzzi is the $1,500 fourth place, and Lens School is the fifth recipient with $1,000. Up next, ApeCoin. Other Swipe for the other side is the best ApeCoin integration, winning in $3,000, and QSound will be the second place winner for $2,000. And the best contribution goes to Missio contributors for $3,000 and PDA for $2,000. Next up, ZK Bob. Bob is Safe is the best winner, number one winner, first place winner, $3,000. Occulto is the second place, $2,000 winner, and Local Pro taking in another $1,000. And these 7 teams will be splitting $4,000 equally for the pool prize category. So congratulations to all of these 7 plus the 2 other teams. Next up is Fuel. Fuel Predicate is the best smart contracts on Sway winner for $2,500, and the best app built on Fuel will be Fuel at Pay. Congratulations to both of these teams. Then we have Safe. A lot of you were on Safe. I think this is pronounced Alice or Slice or Dollar Lice. $2,500 to you. Propego will be the second place $2,000 winner, and DLine.ai will be taking in $1,500. Fourth place goes to Quest Wallet, and the 4 runners are Gasdrop, Wing Wallet, Lens Starter, and SkySafe. And this is the moment where I take a tactical break to prepare for the second half. All right, I'm ready. Ethereum Foundation. Best account abstraction hack goes to Privacy Preserving Paymaster for $2,500, and Dookies is going to be the best Ethereum.art hack for $2,500 as well. On to Cartesi. Oh, Card 10XID. Oh my God, don't make me do this on stage. I'm very tired. You win $7,000, and ChangeGPT and Kobe will be taking in $1,000 each. Congratulations. Next up is Uma. CatX is the first place winner for $6,000. Riptide will be taking in $3,000, and SafeGate Protocol is the third place $1,000 winner. Congratulations to all 3 of these teams. All right, up next is MetaMask. The best snap hack goes to NameSnap for $1,000. Web3 Telbot will be taking another $1,000 for the best of the SDK, and the NFT AI Companion is the best hack with Unity for $1,000. On top of that, the best Linea app goes to ReflectDAO, Privacy Preserving Paymaster, and CatX, receiving $1,000 each. And Nerif Bridge, CryptoPay, Natural Chain, and Credential Corgi are going to be receiving $500 each. Congratulations to all of these teams. On to Filecoin Virtual Machine. These 10 teams will be getting $400 each for building on Filecoin. Congratulations to all 10 of these amazing teams. Up next, Lens Protocol, and you get to find out who's going to Rave. You ready for this? Drum roll. Influencer is a $3,500 winner. Lucky Friend will be taking $2,500. Lens School is the third place $1,500 recipient. We have 5 runner-ups: Lens Pub, Teaser, TBA Lens, Lens Starter, and Highlight taking in $500 each. And all of you are definitely getting your Rave ticket. And Everybody who also submitted but didn't win is also going, so don't worry. Uniswap Foundation. The best innovation on Uniswap goes to BribeFi for $2,500. Congratulations to BribeFi. And the best ecosystem hack pool will be shared between these 6 teams: Rain Shower Pools, PDA, Treasury DAO, Proto, Coffin Finance, and Other Swipe for the other side, splitting $5,000 6 ways. And the best developer tooling will go to these 3 teams: Guardian, Oracle, Kepler, Keeper Protocol, Prank Wallet, and Detecting Liquidity Pockets in Uniswap v3. You sound like a physics paper. You guys gotta get a short name. I gotta read these things live. But congratulations to all 3 of these teams. On to the graph. Treasury DAO is the best subgraph winner for $1,400. Looks like we finally found a team that's in the audience that want money. Mo's the host is another $1,000 winner, and LensPub will be taking in $600. On top of all of that, Pinky Protocol will be the $1,200 first place receiver for the best use of existing subgraphs, D-Align.ai second place for $800, and CryptoWise.ai for third place. And these 27 teams are going to be splitting $2,000 with the subgraph hacking pool prize category. So congratulations to all of these amazing teams. I am also now getting tired, and I don't think we're close to ending yet. Let's say, Aave Grand Style. The best use of Aave or Go goes to 1FX for $3,500. Coffin Finance will be taking in $2,500 for second place, and Geist will be the $1,500 third place winner. And these 5 teams are going to be taking $500 each for Treasury DAO, Guardian, Oracle, Keeper Protocol, Dookies, Geist, and CatX. Congratulations. Next up is Mantle. Guardian, Oracle, Keeper Protocol will be the first place winner again for $2,500. Natural Chain is the second place $1,500 recipient, and Donation Station will be getting in $1,000. Congratulations to all 3 of these teams. Up next, Chainlink. 5 of these teams are getting $1,000 each, so congratulations to Bug Pointer, Treasury DAO, Falsonic, Other Swipe for the other side, Rabbit DAO Casino. On to Scroll. You ready for this? 46 teams are going to be splitting $5,000 each for the deploying on Scroll contract. So seems like a lot of you are excited about ZK EVMs, and you're going to be taking away a lot of prizes. On to Neon Foundation. CatX is the first place winner for $2,500 for best use of Neon on the EVM. Guardian, Oracle, Keeper Protocol will be taking in $1,500, and Natural Chain is the third place $1,000 recipient. Congratulations. Then we have Sysmo. Crypto Bureau will be the best use of Sysmo, taking in $3,000, and the best use of account abstraction goes to Dookie. And the best use of Sybil Resistant goes to Zero Sybilness Drop for $1,000. Congratulations. And Nouns. The best public infrastructure goes to Prepego for $3,000, and the best artwork is for Selfie, taking in $2,000. All of these are the prize winners. Congratulations to all of you amazing teams who've just won over $250,000. All of these things will also now be visible on the showcase. So once you see this on the live stream, just refresh your dashboard and you'll see what prizes you've won, and we'll also contact you with all the next steps. Speaking of next steps, here are some key things to remember. All of these announcements are tentative and not final, which means that prizes can still change because we will be verifying everybody's code base. We'll be making sure nobody cheated, nobody worked on a project before Friday. And if somebody is removed from those lists, and for example, if you're a part of a pool prize or one of the top winners, we will have to readjust. So it'll take us a couple of weeks to do all of that and then notify all of you that this is the final set of recipients for the winners. So our deadline is by June 2nd. This is also the same timeline where all of your stakes will be returned. So give us the next 2 to 3 weeks to do all of this, and we'll be following up with anybody with any next steps over email if we have any questions or if we want to have you clarify if something was done before or not. So now comes the last 5 minutes of me stopping and just stop talking. So this is where we're going to get to a lot of clapping, and now I really get to say the more you clap, the faster we end, because there's a lot of people I want to thank for making this whole thing possible. You saw all the things that are happening here this weekend. You saw all the things that are happening in the background, and it takes so many people to make all of that work. So I want to make sure we recognize everybody for all the things that they've done up till this event, for the past few weeks to the months to just this weekend. So many people here But first of all, I want to thank all of you as hackers who stayed with us over the weekend, worked on something that you were excited about, submitted a project, talked about it, sometimes didn't even sleep. Thank you so much for spending your weekend with us, and I really appreciate you being here in this building. I want to thank our judges one more time for taking the time to spend all of their mornings and talking to all of you for really making this possible. All of these amazing mentors and volunteers who are just roaming around, making sure nobody has any problems, your questions get answered. Anytime something is not according to schedule, we run and address it. All these people were doing so much amazing stuff behind the scenes. So thank you so much to all of those volunteers. All the amazing speakers who did workshops and talks. Without them, you wouldn't have all this educational stuff that you can look up in the future and help bring other people onto this space. I want to thank all of our amazing speakers one more time. Please give them a big round of applause. And look at all of our partners. All of these people were here helping you all succeed with all of the SDKs, helping answer questions, giving out prizes, coming here, talking to all of you, sometimes answering questions in the country or city they were on because they couldn't make it in person. Without them, this would not be the event it is today. And a special shout out to the ETHGlobal team. You don't see all of them here because they're always running around, but I want to give a massive shout out to Shari, Andrew, Maggie, Nunu, Eugen, Taylor, Fred, Polly, Rory, Chloe, Kevin, Ivan, Kevin, Kate, Kree, Huichi, Minnie, Anna, Moaz, Emily, Andrew, and Jacob. They make all of this in the background possible. And a special shout out to Kree and Kevin for being an incredible member of the team with the past 1 year. So, those were all the thank yous. Let's go back to those 10 finalists that came on stage. We call them our finalists because, unlike other events, these are not designed to be competitions. Our goal is to really make sure that we help people get excited about what's next in this space and help them experiment with all the new technologies. What you saw now will be what becomes normal 6 months from now, which seems like more ChatGPT and a lot of ZKPs becoming more mainstream. And we call them finalists because we want to really make sure that people are here just building things that they're excited about and just the cool shit that they think is cool, and not really game this or try to keep this separate or tied directly to any prizes. So effectively, anybody who came here on stage, all those 10 teams, they are our first place winners. There's no 1 to 10. And these finalists are our winners for ETHGlobal Lisbon. So please give those teams a massive round of applause for all coming in first. And as part of being a finalist, in addition to any prizes that they have won, we will be giving, as ETHGlobal, 500 USDC per member to each of those teams. But that's not all. There's a lot more on top of that. On top of that, you'll also be getting 10 Sepolia ETH to testnet and play with whatever you want per member, an ENS domain of your choice, not the 3-letter ones. We're not there yet. Anytime you want to come to any Pragma events for this year, there'll be a Pragma for every in-person event that we do. You'll be allowed to come in anytime, independent of if the registration is open or not. If you are interested in getting a hardware wallet, you can get $100 off a Grid Plus Lattice, a Lens protocol handle if you're still on the wait list, a push video alpha access if you're not on that product just yet from your wallet, a Web3 storage pro tier for storing anything on Filecoin. We forgot the AWS credits, $10,000 in AWS credits too. And for all the finalists, if they want to come to our next in-person event, we'll give them a flight credit to come with a guaranteed reimbursement, and we'll fly you into the next ETHGlobal Hackathon next month in Canada. So on top of all of that, 500 USDC, all these things are given to all of our finalists. So congratulations to those 10 teams. And just as a sneak preview for what's coming next, we are also going to be making a lot of these things available to all of you soon by launching something called ETHGlobal Perks, where we get to just list all these things, and anybody who's been part of our ecosystem can claim different perks, including testnet ETHs for Goerli and Sepolia, very soon on their own. So congratulations to all of these teams. Let's wrap this up with the one last announcement, which is telling you all what's next. This wouldn't be an ETHGlobal event if we don't tell you what the next upcoming events are. So in terms of my final 3 minutes on stage, up next is our online event called Autonomous Worlds. If you're interested in building something that's collaborative game world, called MUD. If you've heard of MUD before, these are multiplayer interactive universes where all of them are hacking on the same thing. That event starts this upcoming Friday. It goes on for just 4 days. It's all online. Please check out Autonomous Worlds. This is one of our most exciting hackathons that we're just looking forward to. After that is HackFS. If you're interested in building more Web3 stuff, leveraging IPFS and Filecoin and FEM, this is going to be the event. This is also online. It'll go on for 3 weeks, starting June 2nd to 21st on hackfs.com. Then is our next in-person event, ETHGlobal Waterloo. This is where ETHGlobal started 5 years ago, and we're doing it again for the 3rd time. So we're going to be bringing a lot of that back to what's happening in the Ethereum ecosystem at this event. After that will be ETHGlobal Paris, right after ETHCC that week. If you're interested in joining this one, especially a lot of you here who are very nearby, we'll see you all in Paris in July. Then we'll be doing New York in September. That's going to be our second last in-person event of the year. And we're going to close the year off with Istanbul Dev Connect on November 17th to 19th. You can check out all these events right now. I encourage all of you to apply. All the details and everything else is now available on ethglobal.com. So we'll see you a lot more this year. So this almost concludes ETHGlobal Lisbon. One final thing we'll do before we let everybody go is we're going to take a quick group photo. So what I'm going to ask you is to just get up and look over there at the back so we can take a massive group photo. And for all the top, those 10 finalists, just come on stage. We'll have you here quickly. And after this thing, I will shut up and we will enjoy the rest of our evenings. There we go. Can I have the slides back, please? Looks like we're going to squeeze in the middle. Don't go on the sides. Come in the middle, please. This might be a hard one to take. Glad we did this last. Say cheese. All right. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. All right. This officially concludes ETHGlobal Lisbon. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you all at the next one. Have a great evening, everybody.